Hello and welcome back to Pentiment. This is a 2022 medieval 2D side-scrolling adventure story. It's not terribly adventurous at the moment. The adventure seems to be more in the tension of the historical period and in my particular life as Andreas the artist, who is working at a monastery during the period when Martin Luther was protesting against the Catholic Church and people were getting burned at the stake as heretics and witches. There seems to be a lot of occult, secret, mysterious, dangerous stuff going on in the game. I don't know if that's because I chose the occult background or that's just the way the game is. But we met Sister Illuminata and we talked to her about various books, and there was a book she wanted us to give back to her, which we did not return because it was supposed to be destroyed. It's a forbidden book. So we are now in possession of a very dangerous forbidden book. Let's get back into it. Looks like our next step is to have some lunch. Clara kindly gave me some food for dinner. I should see if Otto and Endris are around. Otto is working below the abbey between the guest house and the abbot's house. Aha, there's our objective. We can't go through that door. That door is locked. It separates the men from the women. Oh, right. I think it was Prior Ferenc, is that his name? One of the monks came in and scribbled in this book, and he appeared to be holding a strange decoder device. I think it was called a Volvel or something like that. Yes, Prior Ferenc. I wonder what Prior Ferenc was doing with this book. I guess we're investigating. From the library of the University of Five Churches, the Hungarians call it Peaks? That's where Ferenc is from. Doctor of Theology, George of Gran. A friend of his? Did Ferenc steal this? I'll give him the benefit of the doubt and say a friend. Ah, the Speculum Astronomae, Albertus Magnus's Defense of Astrology. And that little rainbow with the bee is because I chose a background in the natural sciences, studying plants and animals and herbs and things. And so I guess because of that, I understood this part of the text. Sloppy bookhand couldn't have been produced by an abbey of note. Bastard script. Burgundian? Flemish? Not from here, and not recently. I don't know what they mean by bastard script. A bad handwriting, maybe? Or an unapproved type of calligraphy? Ooh, what's this? That's definitely Ferenc's handwriting between the lines and in the margins. Is he notating the text for the university? Is he notating the text for his personal use? Is he notating the text for the benefit of future readers? I'll say, is he notating it for the university? In any case, it's a thorough commentary. Oh, and these are astrology symbols here. It's Taurus and Aquarius, etc., etc., Aries. What's this? It looks scribbled, not like Ferenc to be so sloppy, and he didn't even blot the ink dry. Libra, Capricorn, Aries, all astrological symbols. What's written below? Maybe I should have learned Greek at some point. I can't make any sense of this. Yeah, I had to choose which languages I would know, and I went with Dutch and French. Wait, the Volvel I found also has Greek letters on it. They must be connected, but how? Yeah, and Ferenc had a Volvel with him. It's kind of a decoder sort of thing. The outer ring of the Volvel is marked with alchemical symbols, but this cipher has astrological symbols. Wait, of course. Each astrological symbol is associated with one of the 4 elements. I just need make those associations on the Volvel, and I should be able to solve this cipher. Should that be I just need to make those associations? Alright, well, let's see if we can go back out to the Old Bailey. And this is Prior Faring's house. And this is where we found the Volvel before. Aha! There's a note on the table, but I can't read it. Okay. Let's look at the Volvel. Now that I know the connection between the astrological symbols on the cipher and the elemental symbols on the Volvel, Faring's note should be easy to decipher. Ooh. Well, Libra is in air, so let's put it on air. And then the symbol below Libra kind of looks like butt cheeks right there. So that's probably that one. The next one is Earth. So the symbol at the top, in the top line, is the element, and then the symbol in the second line is, there we go. All right, then Aries is a fire sign, and we have that symbol, okay. And then water sign. I think that's Pisces. Okay, and then Sagittarius is a fire sign. Aquarius, the water bearer, is not actually a water sign, it's an air sign. And then I think that is Virgo, earth sign. And Taurus is an earth sign, yes. And then water sign. Gerhard is in the late brother Gerhard? Yes, yes, it can't be a coincidence. Is it High Gerhard? Why would he be writing to Gerhard? Brother Gerhard died sometime last year. How does this connect to him? Gerhard is the name. What's H-I? Haud Ignota? No. Hink Ile Lacrimae? Oh my god, it's so much simpler. Hic Iaset, here lies. I'm probably not saying that Latin correctly, but okay, but it's Latin. I recognize that. Here lies Gerhard? What's the significance? I suppose I should find where Gerhard is buried. The Abbey Cemetery seems like a good place to start. Oh, this is all terribly mysterious. It's reminding me a lot of The Name of the Rose. Did anyone ever see that movie or read that book? I saw the movie. It had Sean Connery in it, and I really liked the movie, so I read the book. It was based on a book by Umberto Eco. We've already looked here. Last time we were in the cemetery. Alright, this stone is a different color than the others. No? What about over here? Oh, this must be it. Huh, Faring's cipher pointed here, but I don't see anything out of the ordinary. Maybe the number will be important. The Roman numeral at the bottom. Maybe that'll be a code or something that we need for later. Let's go check out the animal pens. I didn't investigate the animal pens last time that I played. Large garden, cemetery. Oh, the abattoir. I think that's where they butcher the animals. Oh, it's locked off. Can't get in. Okay. Somebody left the hog pen open. And now we're in the gardens. Let's go into the chapter house. A Dance of Death mural. Father Matthias had it painted a few years before his death. It's beautiful. Is it, though? It's kind of creepy. I mean, not that I mind. Let's go check out the courtyard and lavatorium. I didn't go in there either. Oh, okay. I thought the lavatorium might be a bathroom, but it looks like it's just where they wash their hands? Do the dishes? Oh, there's little gargoyles up there. Oh, that's cool. Let's check out the little aquarium. I don't know what that is. Oh, okay. Just a little room that leads into the church. And the infirmary. I didn't check this out either. I think everything's empty because everyone's at lunch. St. Luke, the patron of artists, is also the patron of healers. Most of these medicines were made by Agnes Steinauerin with some help from Sister Gertrude. Let's investigate the convent garden. We haven't been here before. Ah, feverfew. It always smells so fresh. Sister Gertrude is wise to have some in the garden. Prioress's house? There's Gertrude. We've met her before. Matilda. I don't know if we've talked to Matilda before. Tassing is lucky to have so much woundwort naturally growing. I had to buy it back in Nuremberg. Ah, the many-petaled cinquefoil. It grows so easily, some consider it a weed. Still, I think it has a certain charm. Sophie. God bless you, Master Mailer. How are things going in the nun's kitchen? I mean no offense, Master Mailer, but I cannot speak with men. Ah, my apologies. God bless you. And you as well, sister. Okay. Ooh. Sister Gertrude dries and stores all of her herbs here. Oh, what a cute little cottage. I love it. Hello, kitty. Can we pet the kitty? We pet a dog in the last episode. Aww, we can pet the kitty. And it looks just like our cat buddy. Little gray striped tabby. I love it. What's his name? Is that Mouse Fanger? Like, is that Mouse Tooth or Mouse Catcher? Something like that. The sisters certainly keep their garden well tended. Hello, Sister Marguerite. God bless you. And hello, Matilda. God bless you, Master Mailer. Sister Matilda, how are you doing? Mother Cecilia doesn't like us talking to men unless it's necessary to perform our work. Okay, sorry to bother you. Convent Aquarium. Painting of Hildegard of Bingen, Mother Cecilia's favorite. The doors into the convent are locked to outsiders, men at least. Okay, so I can't get in there. Alright, I gotta try to find my friend Otto and have lunch with him. Oh, there's Martin. Martin told me to eat shit last time I met him. Go away, Andreas. Can't you see I'm busy? I'm gonna say not really. What are you doing? Mind your own business. You're right. It doesn't concern me. I'm only curious. Curiosity is a virtue. You're a scoundrel, always up to no good. I'm keeping my eye on you. I'm gonna say curiosity is a virtue. This will be remembered. You're nothing but a snoop and windbag. Piss off. I don't want to talk to you anymore. Alright. Catch you later, Martin. Guest house. Oh, here's Endress. And Otto. Hey, Otto. We haven't met before. Let me look around a little bit. This goes up to the abbot's house. It's locked off. Okay. What's going on in the guest house? Anything? Oh, hello. Who are you? Oh, he's the servant of the Count, Baron, whatever he is that's visiting the monastery. God be with you, Andreas. Okay. Nothing else to say. Hey, Andreas. I think this is the town blacksmith. Good day, Master Mailer. Otto says, oh, Andreas, good to see you. I trust Clara gave you my message. Afternoon, Andreas. Otto, Clara did give me your message. Sorry I missed you this morning. I was still asleep when you came by. The abbot really lets you get away with anything, doesn't he? Leave him be, Otto. I'm hungry. Let's pray. You're just gonna cop a squat right there on the grass, huh? Alright. Bless us, O Lord, and these your gifts, which we are about to receive from your bounty. Through Christ our Lord, amen. 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 How did the morning treat you? I've had a bad morning, barely got anything done, and my neck's aching. I'll just ask how the morning is treating them. Not too bad, thanks. I hurt my damned hand splitting timber to replace a bad beam in the abbot's house. Select food item to eat. Alright, I can't move beyond my own little napkin here. Sheep's milk cheese, rye bread, and almonds. I'll start with the almonds. It's not that bad of an injury. It just galls me that the abbot bleeds us dry and we're expected to do work here when it suits him. I guess I'll have some... Can I put the cheese on the bread? I'll just eat the bread. Well, it's not all that bad. I get a lot of good work from the abbey. Casting pilgrims' badges isn't really smithing, but I don't mind. They've mentioned those badges before. There was some mention of the nuns painting badges for pilgrims. They have a holy relic in a shrine. And I guess it's kind of like, you know, when you go to visit some place interesting and you come back with some enamel pins or a postcard or something like that. I guess it's like souvenirs. But, you know, back then it was taken much more seriously. You know, to visit the shrine of some holy relic would be a big deal. So you wanted to have some kind of proof that you did it. Anyway, I saw you walking with that Baron Rothvogel in the meadow on your way up here. What's that all about? He's here to check on a commission. I understand he was friendly with Father Matthias. I think he may be here to pressure Brother Piero to finish the manuscript he's working on. As far as I can tell, he came to terrorize the people of Tassing and Kiersau. Yeah, everybody hated him. People were saying terrible things to him, and people seem to be scared that he's there. I'm just going to say he's here to check on a commission. He was, though Father Matthias had some misgivings about the Baron. He does seem like he has an unsavory side. Well, I'm just going to ask, what kind of misgivings? That he fools around with young women. He's married, of course. Otto, that's only gossip. And it isn't Christian to spread rumors like that. It's not gossip that he beat up that farmer a few years back, old Rannig. May he rest in peace. Well, I wasn't there, so I don't know. But if he did that, yes, it speaks poorly of his character. We had a long conversation, but he didn't mention anything about that. He beat someone. That doesn't seem like the sort of thing he would do. Yeah, I'm going to say that. I want to hear more about it. It's not my affair. Not my affair. I can't speak to it. I wasn't there either, but I do know that it happened. We had a long conversation on our way up here, but he didn't mention anything about that. What did you talk about then? I mean no offense, but what does a nobleman have in common with an artist? He talked to me about my work. He's fascinated by both art and books. Martin Luther, my time at university, a variety of other things. He's quite well educated. He could sense my inherent moral quality, Otto. Oh, that's arrogant. Yeah, I don't know if I want to bring up Martin Luther right now. Martin Luther was a priest and professor of theology at the University of Wittenberg, controversial for his opinions on the church's sale of indulgences to forgive sin, which were recently published and distributed throughout the empire. Yeah, it's kind of a hot-button topic, so I don't know if I want to bring it up amongst friends here. I'll just say this one. He talked to me about my work. Of course, that's what he's interested in when he's at the Abbey. If he's in Tassing, he's chasing girls or harassing peasants. And because he's friendly with the abbot, no bad would ever come to him. It's galling. This guy gets galled a lot. This bitterness and envy are not good for our Christian souls, Otto. Man, I wish more people felt that way nowadays. A lot of characters in this story seem to want to avoid gossip and only want to talk about things that they know for a fact. Like the blacksmith kept saying, I wasn't there, so I don't know what happened. We really need more of that nowadays. People jump to judgment when they weren't involved directly with something. People seem eager to take offense. It's not envy, Andres. No one should get away with what he does, what this Abbey does. No offense to you, Andreas. I don't have any problem with the books the Abbey makes. I mean, I never did learn to read, but if people are paying the Abbey to make them, it doesn't bother me. No, I understand. I see why people resent the abbot's rule. He's a harsh lord. Yeah, he wouldn't give the Gertners a break on their taxes. The Gertners are the people I'm staying with in town, and the Abbey raised their taxes, and they couldn't afford to pay it, so they were asking me to pay my bill early, which I can't pay because I haven't finished my manuscript yet. And I tried to work something out with the abbot, and he was just like, nah, screw them. They need to pay their taxes. Making money off of others' misfortune or raising their taxes when they can't afford it or whatever just doesn't seem like a very, very Christian thing to do, in my opinion. But what do I know? I understand. I see why people resent the abbot's rule. I think you're being unfair. The abbey does Tassing a lot of good, more than you realize. Does it, though? I mean, I guess the shrine brings a lot of tourists in, which is good for business in general, like the blacksmith's business and whatnot. You know, he was saying the abbey gave him a lot of business. But I understand. I mean, I can understand why people would resent the abbot's rule. I'm going to go with that one. Ooh, this will be remembered. Oh, uh-oh. Otto, did you see that the Bowers sheep escaped the grazing fields again? Oh, Andreas is trying to change the subject. No, but I'm not surprised. Martin was supposed to fix that fence, and he probably did a bad job at it. Oh, yeah, that's when Martin told me to eat shit the other day. All the sheep got out in the village, and he wasn't helping. I think it was his aunt and his cousin. They were trying to get the sheep back in the pens, and he wasn't helping, and I told him he should help them, and he told me to eat shit. He's always in a foul mood, and he could be the laziest soul in Tassing. He can't even hold a hammer properly. Married and a father at such a young age, and he barely lifts a finger for his wife or child. Oh my gosh. Yeah, what a jerk. On top of that, he's a damn thief. And before you say it, Endris, that's more than just gossip. Look at him over by the guest house. He's probably figuring out what he can steal with the least amount of effort. I admit, he seemed less than helpful when I saw him this morning. He's just a boy. He still has time to change. Yeah, that's true. I'll say that. He's just a boy.
You just a boy. Mm-hmm.
I've never known a thief to change, but maybe his responsibilities will make a man out of him. Speaking of the Bowers sheep, their ewes are shorn and the women will be spinning it soon. Otto? What does that mean? What is he trying to say? I got it, Indris. No need to tease. What God wants to happen will happen. What are we talking about? Looks like a storm's coming. We should probably get back to it. Yeah, Otto seems to be kind of the eligible bachelor of the village, maybe, because I think when I was back in the Gertner's house, I want to say Clara, is that her name? One of the characters in there was like, "Oh, Otto came this morning." Like she was all excited about it or something. And now this guy is saying something about the sheep being shorn and wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I guess I don't know. It's weird. Right. I'll catch up in a moment, Indris. Or is he telling him to get back to work? I don't know. Oh, Andreas, say hello to Eva for me if you get a chance. Eva? Who's Eva? When the sheep escaped in the village, maybe she was the cousin that was trying to get them back in the pens? Okay, so maybe he likes Eva. But I think there's a girl back at the Gertners who likes him. So, love triangle. Of course. I'll try to remember. I'll say of course. I should return to work in the scriptorium until later. Time to get back to work. Uh-oh, it's raining. Screw you, Martin. Oh, why? What's going on here? Brother Matthew, Carl. Who are these people? They look kind of like a rogues band, don't they? God bless you, Andreas. I thought you were supposed to be guarding the sacristy or something. Hello, Brother Matthew. What are you doing out here? I thought you were aware that in addition to my role as Kearsaw's sacrist, I tend to the shrine of St. Moritz. He is the patron of Tassing and Kearsaw both, so it is my duty to ensure his reliquary is well cared for. The shrine is always beautifully kept. Whenever I visit, I always leave it inspired. Or I can say, I don't understand the fuss. It's only a hand. Yeah, it's supposed to be the hand of a saint that held the Holy Lance or bore the Holy Lance or something. I don't know. I'll be nice. The shrine is always beautiful. The martyrdom of St. Moritz provides inspiration to us all. You are familiar with the life of St. Moritz, are you not? Yeah, sure, but who are these guys standing behind me? I've been so focused on my masterpiece, I never had a moment to learn. I'm afraid I don't make a habit of learning about every saint I come across. Well, that doesn't sound very, very holy, does it? Sure, okay. You ought to learn something about Tassing's patron saint while you're here. Sure. St. Moritz is most widely known for his martyrdom at the hands of the Romans. He protected a town of Christians from slaughter, and in turn he and his legion were decimated. What do you mean his legion? Wouldn't that mean he was a Roman soldier? Sounds dreadful. It does sound dreadful, but was he a Roman soldier? Yes, he was a Roman citizen and led a legion made up entirely of Christians into Bavaria. When he refused to kill the Christians, even though they were traitors to Rome, the emperor had his legion massacred. Most of the pilgrims who visit come knowing only this, if anything, about his life. However, Tassing venerates St. Moritz because he was the one to convert the town and save it from destruction. Yes, I've been hearing about some of the pagan history in town. St. Moritz came here? I don't know if I want to admit I've been listening to pagan history, so I'll just say St. Moritz came here. Indeed, he and his legion were snowed into the pass, and the townsfolk refused to aid them. The daughter of the town's leader, Satya, was moved in spirit and snuck from the town to convert. She led Moritz to a spring, and as soon as she was baptized, the snow melted, revealing all manner of fruits. Moritz and his legion were saved by these miraculous gifts, and the town was converted. The rebels fled into the mountains. What happened to Satya? How did Moritz's hand end up in Tassing? That all sounds a bit far-fetched, doesn't it? What happened to Satya? She too was martyred for her faith by the rebels inhabiting the town. Now her shrine protects Tassing from harm. Huh. I'll say, what an astounding story. Thank you for the history lesson, Brother Matthew. You are welcome, Master Mailer. God bless you. Alright, what's the deal with Carl? I kind of thought if I talked to Brother Matthew, he would tell me about Carl, but I guess not. He told me about St. Moritz instead. Oh, hello, Andreas. Well, Carl, you seem busier than usual today. I'm behind in my work. I went up to the shrine of St. Moritz this morning to pray for his aid. The candle I lit had all but burned away. I was there so long. Now I need to catch up. Do you go to the shrine often? Your dedication is impressive. If I'm ever in a church that long, I must have fallen asleep. I'll say, do you go to the shrine very often? I usually go every autumn for a good harvest. Now that Helena's pregnant, I've tried to go pray every week. I bet Helena is his wife. Her mother had trouble in childbirth, so I've been paying visits to Moritz's hand and Satya's shrine to pray for their aid. I hope that the saints hear your prayers. You would be better off preparing for the child than praying to the saints. Do you really think the saints will hear you? I do hope the saints hear his prayers, but he'd probably be better off preparing for the child than praying to the saints. If I say that, though, I'm going to come off as a terrible heathen. And there's already been some witch burning in the nearby town of Innsbruck, so I will say I hope the saints hear your prayers. Thank you, Andreas. So do I. Alright, so I probably need to get back to work. Let's check our quest. Lunch is done. It was nice catching up with Otto and Endris, but it's about time I head back to the scriptorium to work on the Book of Hours. Alright. Oh! The roof is leaking in here. Hello, Volkbert. Good day, Andreas. I don't think I've met him before. I talked to Sebit before. God give you health. Oh, let's go through the dormitory. Out to the Old Bailey. Alright, now this is a cutscene. I am not controlling him whatsoever. Brother Idoc, this work. I don't know where to start. Inconsistent spacing, rough strokes. You're working like you want to see this place closed. Brother Prior, I am working to the best of my abilities, and I dispute your criticism. I may not be fast, but I still have my talent, praise be to God. And Brother Guy, why are you still on this page? What's wrong with you? Normally you're so reliable. Many apologies, Brother Prior. I will work harder. Piero, I can't believe this. Baron Rothvogel has come to check on his progress, and this is all you have? You should have finished this months ago. Is your mind so corrupted by age that you didn't notice the seasons have changed? Well, you're not the one who will have to answer for it, so why should you care? Typical. Excuse me, Prior Ferenc, but I believe your point is made. God, shut up, Ferenc. Stop taking out your frustrations on an old man. I really want to say this one. But alright, I'm going to say, excuse me, Prior Ferenc, but I believe your point is made. Andreas, I will remind you that I am the master of this scriptorium and you are a guest here. I agree, Brother Prior. Brother Piero's work is unacceptably slow. Yeah, shut up, Guy. He was kind of a jerk in the last episode. You are insufferable, Brother Guy. Oh God, give me the patience to endure this. Please, everyone, this is my work and I accept responsibility for it. Prior Ferenc is right. Oh, this is Baron Rothvogel. Prior Fairing, is this mine? It must be, yes? It is, my lord. I can explain. No, I don't want excuses. I've come all this way, and I have to be honest, I expected more. It's nowhere near finished, and the style is, well, it's very old-fashioned. I thought I made my desires clear. I feel like my generosity toward Kirsau is being taken advantage of. Am I the fool in this sad story? No, of course not, my lord. Never. We can fix this, of course, of course. We only want to accommodate you. Ah, Andreas, good to see you again. My lord. Nod respectfully. Good to see you, Lorenz. How should I respond to this? The abbot already seems annoyed. Alright, so Andreas has this mind palace. We saw it when he was dreaming at the very beginning of the game. And in this mind palace, there seems to be sort of an emotional, sensitive side named Beatrice, a logical side named Socrates, and a crude and foolish side named Saint Grobian. So that's the sort of advice they give. Like, she says, just nod, don't irritate the abbot. Socrates is saying simply addressing him as my lord would be appropriate. And St. Grobian says, greet him with his Christian name. You are brothers and comrades in art. Hehe. Alright, I'm gonna go with Beatrice. Still, that might offend the Baron. I'll just say, my lord. This will be remembered. Father Gernot, why not have Andreas complete the rest of the illustrations? He is clearly capable. Well, my lord, why not have Brother Guy complete it if speed is your No, I'm not talking about the script. That's fine, but the art, the illustrations. I want Andreas to do the others. Of course. I mean, if Andreas is alright with it. If it takes the pressure off Brother Piero, I'd be delighted. Well, Abbot, I'm trying to finish my masterpiece at the moment. Well, I will do what I have to do. I don't know if I like any of these. Because if I say I'm trying to finish my masterpiece, that might piss off Lorenz Rothvogel. But if I say it takes the pressure off Brother Piero, it'll kind of sound like I'm trying to undermine him or step on toes or something. I'll do what I have to do. I'll say that. There we have it. I hope this allays your concerns, my lord. Excellent. By the way, Father Abbot, am I still welcome at your table for supper? Naturally, my lord. Wonderful. I'd like Andreas to join us. My lord, I've already made supper plans with the Drucker family in town, or say nothing. Yeah, I'll say I've already made supper plans. Nonsense. You can eat with them any day. I'm only here for the evening. Now, every time it pops up and it says this will be remembered, it means that it's something that somewhere down the line there'll be some kind of decision or like an influence check kind of thing that I have to make against, trying to persuade someone to do something, like a persuasion check. And if I've said things that they like, I guess, then it's easier to persuade them. But at this point, I have no idea what all of these things that keep popping up saying this will be remembered. Like, I don't know what that's going to mean later, but we will find out. Well, Father, that would be quite unusual. Unusual or not, I doubt that my good friend the Prince Bishop will deny additional guests at his table. What do you think? I understand, yes, you're right, of course. Andreas may join us for supper. I look forward to it. You had this planned. You must have put your hook in the Baron this morning when you ambushed him in town. I didn't ambush him. Go to hell, Ferenc. Why are you mad at me? I'm trying to help. That's beyond ridiculous. Listen to yourself. I want to say, why are you mad at me? I'm trying to help. Brother Prior, Andreas is not to blame for any of this. I am. Yes, you are, and you've embarrassed me, the abbot, and the abbey. Friar Ferenc is right, of course. No wonder we don't get more commissions. Guy, can you stop flattering the prior for 1 minute? Yeah, I was gonna say, man, what a suck-up. If anyone is the embarrassment here, it's you, Ferenc. You're so insincere and you're so obvious about it, Guy. Say nothing. Yeah, I don't want to get all up in their drama. I'm gonna say nothing. Oh, it's Sister Illuminata. Brothers! If you please, Sister Zadina and I would prefer it if you could keep the noise down. It sounds like Samson slaying the Philistines in here. Of course. Get back to work, everyone. Well, that was not wonderful, but there's nothing to be done about it now. I'll finish my work here and wash up in the lavatorium for supper at the abbot's table. Lorenz invited me to eat at the abbot's table. I'm not sure I'm welcome, but I can't refuse the invitation. I should wash up at the lavatorium in the cloister and then join the brothers in the refectory. Klaus is going to be annoyed that I'm missing dinner with the Druckers again. Well, can I go into town and tell them what happened? Or is this closed off to me? Oh, right, I'm supposed to gather some mushrooms or something, too. Irises, okay. Hey, Till. Who are you? Hello, Master Mailer. I guess he's just a shepherd. Oh, I can go out to the mill. Really? I couldn't do that before. The shrine to St. Moritz, the statue looks ancient. Oh, cool. I want to go out and see the mill. Columbine, alright. I'm supposed to find some mushrooms, though. I promised someone I would get mushrooms. Snowdrops. I want to go out and look at the mill, though. Roman ruins. Oh, cool. This looks like a Dutch windmill, but what's it doing in Bavaria? Oh, I can pet the doggy. I can pet another doggy. Hello, doggy. Oh, Outer Farms, Church and the Druckers. Glass windows probably made in the Low Countries. I know that because of my Craftsman background, apparently. Alright, let me tell them that I won't be able to have dinner with them. Oh no, it's locked off. Oh, what? France, Bauer, and Widow Kemperin. Man, there's so many things I haven't explored. I want to go look at the Roman ruins. Collapsed. This must have allowed access to the aqueduct. A child's drawings. I wonder who the artist is. That's it. Okay. You can hear the windmill turning. That's really cool. I guess I just have to go. Ooh, there's a forest. Can I go in the forest? Oh, I can. Where am I on the map? Ooh, there's a charcoal burner, a shrine to Saint Satya, A waterfall, an old salt mine. Oh my gosh. There's probably no point in exploring all of this yet because, you know, nothing's happened to tell me to go out there. Oh, this is where we had lunch earlier. Martin's still out there. Let's go wash our hands. And have a cutscene. With Piero, Andreas, I'm so glad you'll be joining us for supper, though the circumstances are unusual to be sure. I won't be able to speak with you, none of the brothers will, but it will be good to have you with us. That's a shame, I always enjoy our talks. Now, the same doesn't apply to you at the abbot's table. You can talk all you like. Though I wouldn't recommend it. Father Abbot does not look kindly on idle chatter. I hope I don't make a fool of myself. These men are far above my station. I wish you could take my place, Brother Piero. You deserve the honor. Supper with an abbot and a nobleman. I could get used to this. Oh, that sounds arrogant. If I said this, you know, that Brother Piero should be the one with the honors, he might get embarrassed by that. And it kind of sounds like I'm sucking up to him. I don't know if he'd like that or dislike that. I just say I hope I don't make a fool of myself. Anyway, I'm sorry for how the prior treated you. It's not fair. It's humiliating. Oh, no, my son. There's no need to worry about me or my pride. And we all need a taste of humility from time to time to keep our feet on this earth. No, Andreas, you are my pride. I cannot claim to have taught you much, but I am proud to have known you and your work. And when you leave all of us at Kearsau Abbey behind, you can call upon your friend Lorenz, the Baron Rothvogel, to help you in your career. He's wrong, you know. Ferenc is wrong about you being slow. There's nothing wrong with your style. It's not old just because a nobleman says so. Yeah, I'll say that. Don't trouble yourself over it. Time passes for us all. Things change. The future will write over the present. Man, this dude is so wise and so chill. I love it. You need not fear it, any of it, so long as you remain true to yourself and God. Now I must hurry to the refectory to join my brothers. I will see you inside. Large garden. Chapter house. Where's the refectory? There it is. Andreas, glad you could join us. Thank you, my lord. Father Gernot, Father Thomas, Prior Ferenc. Simon Peter answered, "You are the Messiah, the Son of the living God." Oh, the Gospel of Matthew. Wonderful. Jesus replied, "Blessed are you, Simon, son of Jonah, for this was not revealed to you by flesh and blood, but by my Father in heaven. And I tell you that you are Peter, and on this rock I will build my church, and the gates of Hades will not overcome it." Have you read Matthew much, Andreas? Some, yes. Not really, to be honest. Nod head, shake head. I'll just shake my head. I will give you the keys of the kingdom of heaven. Whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven, and whatever you loose on earth will be loosed in heaven. Then he ordered his disciples not to tell anyone that he was the Messiah. Whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven. That reminds me, Father Gernot, have you read anything by Martin Luther? Oh, he's just really trying to stir things up, isn't he? I can't say that I... He has some incredible ideas about the church. Brilliant, I think. Yeah, he can afford to be devil may care because he's a rich guy. My lord, is the meal to your liking? I believe I remember you enjoying our quail on your last visit. The quail? My God, Father Abbot, the quail's fine, but don't you think Luther's ideas are worth discussing? He's talking about the future of the church, shaking things up in a way I don't think we've seen before. Father Thomas, you see value in his ideas, do you not? Oh, look at everybody. Everybody is just like stopped eating and they're listening to see what they're going to say. My lord, I mean no offense, but I do not. Brother Matthew, yes? I know it's spelled differently because there's Matthew, M-A-T-T-H-E-W, and then there's M-A-T-H-I-E-U, but I'm not sure how else it should be pronounced. Matthew? I mean, I don't know. If you know how to say this one differently than just Matthew, let me know in the comments. Anyway, how appropriate. What are your thoughts on Luther's attacks on the church's sale of indulgences? Baron, please do not involve the other brothers in this conversation. Fine, fine. What about Andreas? Ugh. Certainly a man who attended the same university as Martin Luther can spare some thoughts on his work. Why not? Where should we start? Remain silent. He's really putting me in a difficult position. Heck yeah, he is. Socrates is saying, why not join in a debate? It may bring everyone closer to understanding truth. I need to be quiet. I don't know what else to do. To hell with the abbot. If he can't handle a little criticism, he isn't fit to sit at the fancy table. Sure, let's get into the debate. Why not? Because the abbot will be furious with me, that's why. Yeah, well, the abbot needs me to finish the fancy book for Lorenz here, so it's not like the abbot's gonna get rid of me. Why not? Where should we start? Ah, debate. Excellent. Why not start with the 95 Theses? Enough. Andreas, you should know better. Lord Rothvogel, you are our guest and held in high esteem, but you have worn out my patience. You will not be discussing Luther's work with Andreas, Thomas, Matthew, or with any other brother. Is that clear? I suppose, Father, it is your abbey, but you're taking too much offense at this, and you're far too afraid of change. Whether it's from Luther or someone else, reform is coming to the church. You had better accept it. What? Neither you nor Martin Luther dictate change to the Holy Church on their whim. This talk is beyond insulting. It's blasphemous, outrageous. How dare you? I see. I have overstepped my bounds, and I suppose I have ruined everyone's supper. My apologies. In spite of this unpleasantness, I will make good on my manuscript payment and the donation of my copy of Historia Taciae. If you cannot accept what the future will bring, perhaps it's time for you to come to terms with your past. Well, no need to overstay my welcome, fathers, brothers, Andreas, good night. Why, Andreas? Why did you engage him? I expect better of you. I'm not one of your monks. Now then, I must ask you to leave so I can speak to the brothers in chapter privately. Brother Piero, please accompany Andreas out. I will take my leave as well. Good night. Don't worry about Father Gernot and the Baron. I'm sure it will all be fine by morning. I hope Father Abbot can see that the Baron's heart is in the right place, even if he picked the wrong time to express himself. That seems unlikely. I think the Baron should apologize if he wants to be forgiven. Yeah, I'll say that. Think on Matthew, Andreas. Our forgiveness should come like God's love, freely, without condition. In any case, I do hope the Baron respects the abbot's wishes for the rest of his stay, for everyone's sake. Brother Piero, what do you think of Martin Luther's ideas? Ha! That is for younger and wiser men than me to decide. I am just a monk, thank God. Good night, my son. An awkward supper. I should get some sleep. Supper ended badly. An argument erupted between the Baron and the Abbot. Hopefully it will all get worked out in the morning. I should head back to my room at the Gertners and get some sleep. Okay. Oh. There's a lamp still burning in the guest house. Lorenz must still be awake. I wonder how he's doing. And what was he thinking? He's a baron, but he couldn't have expected that to go well. The storm doesn't seem to be letting up anytime soon. A poor night for stargazing. I should get back to the Gertners. Or I could go in and talk to Lorenz. How about that? Oh, the guest house is locked. Huh. Oh. There appears to be somebody up there on the bridge. Or is that an aqueduct? Huh? Yeah. Oh, those are probably the Roman ruins. Yeah, it's probably an aqueduct from Roman times. Are you all right, Master Mailer? I believe that I may have just seen the physical manifestation of a spirit. Did you see that in the aqueduct? I think so. If I start talking spooky stuff around town, though, that could set off a whole chain of events. Of course, it's a special occult background dialogue option, so maybe I should go with it. The ghost? Yes? Could be a Roman, maybe even an old pagan. Wouldn't be the first time people have seen ghosts around these parts. Interesting. I don't think it was a ghost. Have you ever seen one? Yeah, have you ever seen one? Usually around the ruins. Who knows how many restless Romans lie beneath these stones. Well, I think I found Johann's last lost sheep. I'm going to head home. Take care, Master Mailer. I will, thank you, Till. You too. Good night, Till. I will, thank you, Till. Maybe I should go check out the ruins. Nope, nothing new here. Ah, no! Amelie is saying. Who's Amelie? Pale horse, still on the floor. Hello, are you alright in there? Matins, the pale horse, death. Who's Amelie? Sister, listen to my voice. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Yes? Yes, Father, I hear you. Am I here? Is this now? Yes, you are with us, and this is now. I apologize, Andreas. I imagine that must have been quite alarming. Is she alright? She is, yes. Sister Amelie is a mystic, gifted with visions when God sees fit to give her one. Some are more frightening than others. What is she doing in there? Does she live in the church? How long has she been here? Does she live in the church? She lives there, yes. I'm a little surprised you haven't noticed her before. If you came to Mass more often, you would see that I give her communion through a window to her cell. Her cell? She is an anchoress, a religious hermit, so devoted to God that she has enclosed herself in a cell next to the church. She is dead to the world but continues a life of prayer and religious contemplation. And sometimes, ever so rarely, she receives great and terrible visions. Is she local to Tassing, or was she a nun at Kearsarge? Neither. She came here from a Benedictine abbey in Lower Bavaria after it burned down. I am her confessor and caretaker. Many anchoresses are not literate. I write down her visions to help interpret them. I thought all of the monks and nuns at Kearsarge could read, even poor Brother Volkbert. Thank you, Father Thomas. I must rest now. Oh, the writing changed. Like it was fancy and then it kind of went into the peasant font. Of course, sister. She seems unhappy. It sounds like she's in a great deal of pain. Yeah, I'll say that. She is. She feels a pain that is both physical and spiritual. Her spiritual pain comes from her revelations. They come and go. I try to address them as best I can. The physical pain comes from a deformity in her spine and aching in her joints. I know of no cure for that save prayer to the Almighty. Sister Amelie was saying she had a vision of death. Could someone be in danger? Oh no, don't rush to judgment. Her visions are divine and powerful, but they could have many meanings. Some of her revelations take years to comprehend. Some may never be understood at all, as God wills it. Still, the argument at dinner was quite troubling. Perhaps it has cast a shadow over our thoughts. Now then, the good sister appears to have fallen back to sleep. I must prepare for bed myself. Good night, Andreas. Good night, Father. This is where all the sheep had escaped before. This is the blacksmith's house. Oh, we couldn't go that way before. So let's go down to the farm where we're staying and go to bed. Oh, who's sleeping out here? Can't talk to him. Okay. I guess it's up to the guest room for me. The Picatrix, Key of Solomon, the Heptameron. Prior Ferrant keeps giving me all of these books to read. Yeah, they're all supposedly a bunch of forbidden or borderline forbidden esoteric occult books and stuff. I don't know why Ferrant keeps giving them to me, but he does. I really should clean this up. We'll clean it up then. Alright, well, it's time for me to go to bed. And I'm going to say goodbye for now. Whew, that's been an interesting, eventful session. Thanks again for hanging out with me. If you would like to do anything at all to help support the channel, you can leave a like, you can leave a comment, you can subscribe if you haven't already, and you can also do a super thanks or a YouTube membership. I'm not doing Patreon anymore, so I just have the YouTube membership levels set up with the same costs and benefits as the Patreon levels I used to do. Or you can check out the links in the description and go to my website, junkwitch.com, where I sell things that would probably have gotten me burned at the stake back in the 1500s. Take care of yourselves. Until next time.